So it's a big box from Tom Ann. The way this video came about, I actually sent them an email asking, because I'd had some people asking if I would check out the ST Modern. So I'm trying to get that off the ground. Those are out of stock at the moment, but they said, we've got these other cars at the moment, would you be up for doing a demo of them? And so I said yes. And Harley Benton gear in general has been something that I kind of dig. In particular, I've used their pedal boards for a long time now, 2018, 2017, something like that. I need to do another review of the power board, which is actually what I'm using these days. It's just really just decent gear. So this is the SG, and I've never owned an SG. Obviously, Harley Benton stuff is at a very affordable end of the guitar gear spectrum. We've got a coil split. If there was one thing I'd really like on any Gibson style guitar, for me personally, it would be the coil split. As a single coil player, it's really a thing I miss on dual humbucker guitars. So, out of the box, 24 frets. The frets look pretty decent. I would say, finishing wise, this to me looks to be about on Sire's level of quality, which is no bad thing. Weight wise, pretty comfortable. And what does the neck shape feels like? It feels like a slightly sort of slimmer side of the Gibson style of thing. Let's plug it in and give it a try. Actually, look, tuning out of the box. That's not bad at all.
This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. Okay, some things to be aware of with the Harley Benton kind of take on the SG. This is their DC, obviously double cut, what that stands for. We got a master volume and master tone as opposed to your normal kind of 4-control layout for a normal SG. I kind of prefer that in terms of actual playing. However, you're not going to have the versatility in terms of middle tones, where with a traditional SG you can do things like you could do on a Les Paul ES335. So that's one point there. Another point is that this is a 24 fret SG, so I think Gibson do make some of these as well, the SG Moderns for example, but you know, that's something also to bear in mind. Very good upper fret access. That's one of the kind of typical things about an SG really. Something else worth mentioning, this is actually not made from mahogany, it's made from a wood called Meranti. So both the neck and the body are made from that piece of wood. You also might spot this kind of sculpted neck join here. So it's actually a bit of a thicker body than I think a normal SG might be. So you kind of get it tapering off down towards the neck. Quite tidy fretwork. I wasn't necessarily expecting the frets to be as tidy as they are. The neck shape is apparently C, and in terms of thickness goes from 20mm down here to 22.5 up here. So not a massively thick neck, not the skinniest neck ever either. It has a volute, and that presumably is going to be a bit more stable, and hopefully we won't have things like headstock breaks to worry about. One other aspect that I was a little bit surprised by, we got Grover tuners, so decent quality hardware there. It is their own Tesla pickups. I don't know if those are self-driving or not. It's a bad joke, innit? Just feeling here, there's one fret here which is a little bit rougher than some of the others, but I'm only really noticing that because the others are very smooth feeling. And what does it sound like? Let's play it. Weight wise, it's not as light as the actual vintage SG that I played of my buddy's Francisco. I think it's some sort of graphite nut or something like that, they said in the specs. But in general, very, very tidy, and kind of, again, this is another guitar for sort of £250, which actually puts some of the more expensive brands to shame, I think. What would Epiphone be charging for a typical SG these days? I think quite a bit more. And I'm not sure that you'd be getting a level of quality above this at all, really. Made in Indonesia. Let's play it for a bit. That's what I really like about this. Kind of, you've taken a classic SG and you've given it this coil tap, which I think is a great idea. So. Oh, and this fretboard wood is like Jatoba, which is a non-rosewood. It is a Gibson scale length as well, so by the time you get up to the dusty end of the fretboard, these frets are actually quite close together. It's got quite a lot of brightness and jangle to it as well, which I think is a good sign. You know, not a dead feeling guitar at all. So I'm very impressed for £250 to be getting Grover hardware on there. You know, Harley Benton's kind of own brand pickups, which seem to be doing good things. Something that looks like an SG, but a few more modern features like that coil split and the kind of global master and tone. I think, yeah, a very respectable guitar for the money, and yeah, something that I think potentially younger players are going to get some enjoyment out of, and potentially even other folks as well that are, you know, looking for guitars that outperform their price range. This is of course a sponsored video, as I would have flashed up earlier, but I wouldn't tell you a guitar that was not impressive impressed me, if you get what I mean. It's out of the box, playing fantastically well, sounding really good, I think, and thank you to Toman for getting involved with this one. I'm looking forward to trying out the ST Modern. I think that might be next month, but I had a few of you guys saying, can you check that out? So hopefully going to be, you know, demoing a few more Harley Benton things, because I think, yeah, I think they're quite an important player in terms of creating stuff which does perform really well at this price range. Cheers for stopping by.
You know, I was thinking these frets are a little bit posher than usual you find on a guitar like this. I've just looked it up. These are stainless steel frets, and on a guitar of this price, that's pretty astonishing, really. And as I said, it's generally feeling very slinky and very good. What that really means is that you've got a guitar here with these frets and stuff that is going to last you a long, long time. So, you know, a guitar as well that is kind of built to kind of grow with you as well. So that's kind of cool. Might make it a really good candidate in that case for potentially upgrades and stuff like that if you bond with the instrument. In particular, these pickups seem to me, from what I'm looking at in my DAW, to be quite hot. So that might be an area worth looking at. But yeah, to find stainless steel frets on a guitar like this, very impressive at this price point as well. And even way above this price point, you know, if you're paying 2-3 times this amount, you still wouldn't necessarily expect there to be stainless steel frets on there. So that's really impressive from Harley Benton as well.